Hi everyone, I'm Anne Sherry. I've known Rob Henderson for a long time, in fact the whole time I've been connected with the cruise industry. He is a wonderful maritime historian, and those of you who are lovers of maritime history, as we all are, owe him a huge debt. Half a century ago, 50 years ago, Rob stepped in to save the treasures that are the P&O history. It's inconceivable in modern days that people would throw out all of their history, but it did happen then, and without his intervention, none of what you're about to see, none of the incredible history of P&O would be available to us today. And that's really the debt we owe to him. It was an extraordinary act to step in and save it, and here it is.
This I would date at about 1910. So it's over 100 years old, in remarkable condition, destined to be burnt, of course, and it was the only one that I found lying there to be destroyed. And I thought, well, if anything had to be saved, something like this had to be. P&O was institutional. I mean, I was fortunate. I was offered the job. They came looking for me and offered me a position in the company. It was working in the reservations department, to go through various departments and learn the activities, how things operated. I thought I'd made it, because I actually mentioned to my father that I'd got a job with P&O, and he sort of rolled back in his chair and said, "Oh boy," he said, "you couldn't do better." I mean, this was the attitude, the prevailing attitude of P&O. Well, one day I was sitting in the office and there was this guy who was passing around an old brochure like this one. And I thought, gee, that's interesting, because I was studying history. I had wanted to be an archivist. And what attracted me to it was the artist who did the work. And I started making some inquiries and thought, well, the company has to get out of its Darling Harbour offices. That's where the archive is kept. There was no maritime museum. There was the Mitchell Library didn't want it. The only London didn't want it, so it was decided to burn the lot. I took life in my hands and went to the boardroom. I put a jacket on first because I was wearing braces, and you'd get the sack if you didn't put a jacket on. It's true. So anyway, I went to the head office on the fourth floor and said I wanted to talk to somebody about the archive. Get back to your work. It took me about 6 weeks before I managed to get an interview with one of the directors. He listened to me and then said, "Well, it's nice to know that you were thinking about history, but you should be downstairs working." All the while I kept hearing these stories about another box of stuff that's been burnt. I eventually went to another director, and he was a bit more sympathetic. He had heard about me, and he said, "All right, you can have 3 hours off tomorrow morning, 9 till 12. If you're back at 12, 1 minute past 12, you don't have a job. You can take whatever you like, it's yours, take it, look after it, don't bother us again."
And you've been looking after it ever since?
And I've had this ever since. 20-odd thousand photographs, images.
So Stuart, as you see these marvellous things that Rob has got in the collection, what do you think about the need to preserve all of this?
Oh gosh, I mean, we'd be absolutely mad not to, for a start. The other thing that strikes me is you think about, well, while so much has changed a lot of things haven't changed. So the brochure, the iconic images, help to bring the destination to life today
Like
in the same way they do here.
You see this sort of photograph in today's brochures.
You do.
Yeah.
Or in an email, it's not this big, thick.
No, I mean,
booklet that everyone's in.
we did a Baltic cruise a couple of years back,
Yeah.
and that photograph was in a modern brochure.
Yeah, no, we've had that photograph on the cover of our Europe brochure in recent
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
I really hope you enjoyed that slice of P&O history. What an astonishing history it is. Thanks to Rob Henderson and Doug Cremer. This is now in their hands as the Henderson Cremer Collection. And I'm sure you'll agree it's in safe hands. And of course, that we say to them, thank you.